Your Excellency, Saikan Sisowong, ASEAN Deputy Secretary General, Excellencies, ASEAN SOM-TC leaders, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Allow me first to extend to all of you a very warm welcome to Singapore. I'm happy to be able to join you here this morning for the opening ceremony of the 11th ASEAN SOM-TC. You have gathered here to address the issue of transnational crime, which is a serious challenge affecting all our countries and regional security. ASEAN is made up of member countries of diverse peoples and cultures. Yet we share a common desire to build a peaceful and secure home for more than 600 million people living in Southeast Asia. With this in mind, ASEAN announced in 2003 the intention to create an ASEAN community based upon three pillars: the ASEAN Economic Community, the ASEAN Socio-Cultural Community, and the ASEAN Political and Security Community. The ASEAN Political and Security Community aims to strengthen peace, security, and stability within ASEAN and enhance our capacity for self-management of threats. Within this framework, the Senior Officials Meeting on Transnational Crime, also known as the SOM-TC, is a vital platform for senior law enforcement officers to collaborate and share information and experiences. Following the endorsement of the ASEAN Declaration on Transnational Crime in 1997, SOM-TC leaders had the foresight in 2002 to focus the terms of reference on 8 specific areas of transnational crime. These 8 specific areas were drug trafficking, trafficking in persons, money laundering, cybercrime, sea piracy, economic crime, arms smuggling, and terrorism. These areas were identified because they were a significant threat to the region as a whole, beyond the domestic threat they pose to each of our member states. Directing the collective will of member states on specific types of crime has brought a sharper focus to SOM-TC meetings. It has also allowed for better integration of SOM-TC's efforts with the other sectoral bodies which run parallel to the SOM-TC, such as the ASEAN Senior Officials Meeting on Drugs, the Directors General of Immigration Departments, and Heads of Consular Affairs meetings. Together, these platforms have helped to strengthen institutional frameworks, develop legal arrangements, and streamline national policies, resulting in concrete initiatives which have enhanced operational processes and capabilities. Allow me to cite the ASEAN Convention on Counter-Terrorism as a positive and prime example of this. Established in 2007, the Convention provides a framework for regional cooperation to counter, prevent, and suppress terrorism in all its forms, and to deepen cooperation among law enforcement agencies and relevant authorities among ASEAN member states. By unambiguously defining the scope of terrorism offences and requiring parties to adopt legal and other processes in relation to those offences, it raises the watermark of measures across the ASEAN region in dealing with terrorism cases. I'm pleased to note that the Convention came into force in May 2011, after the requisite 6 member states had ratified it. SOM-TC has also allowed officials and law enforcement officers to develop close ties and deepened the level of trust between agencies. In recent years, SOM-TC has also reached out to a growing number of partners outside our region, and we also welcome them here to Singapore to join in our discussions. I'm pleased to note that at this week's SOM-TC meetings, we will be joined by 7 dialogue partners who have over time developed strong links with this group. Our dialogue partners have injected a new dimension to the SOM-TC meetings, exposing members to a different set of operating norms and practices and widening their field of vision. The dialogue partners have also strongly supported SOM-TC initiatives, especially in the area of training and capacity building. Let me now speak briefly about the challenges we are facing as a region and suggest some possible future directions for SOM-TC's efforts. The nature and reach of transnational crime has changed tremendously, largely due to advances in technology, but also because of the ease in which both money and people and goods can move across borders. The situation is extremely dynamic and continues to evolve. Take, for example, drug trafficking. In some regions of the world, the situation is so bad that the drug cartels act with impunity, leading to very high levels of violence and drug-related crime. The major drug threat in our region continues to be heroin, but what we must be mindful of is the increasing danger of methamphetamine, commonly known as meth or ice. The simplicity of its manufacture, availability of inexpensive precursor chemicals, and a diversification of supply routes make trafficking in methamphetamines a serious issue for all ASEAN member states. The World Drug Report 2011, released last month by the UN Office of Drugs and Crime, highlighted that the Asia-Pacific region continues to be affected by manufacture, trafficking, and consumption of methamphetamines on a large scale. In 2009, seizures in East and Southeast Asia rose by more than one-third from 2008 and now account for approximately one-half of global seizures of methamphetamines.